When did you find out, sir?
A little bit before you guys did.
Kristi Noem is out as Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, and Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin is in. President Donald Trump making the announcement this afternoon, saying Noem will be reassigned and that he will nominate Senator Mullin to replace her. Thanks for being with us today at 4 o'clock. I'm Evan Onstad.
Good afternoon to you. I'm Abigail Ogle. We do have our eyes on that severe weather threat tonight. Damon is coming right up. But first, we start with our breaking news team coverage. And we begin in our nation's capital with our White House correspondent, Christopher Salas. Hey, Chris, good afternoon to you. What a development today.
Yeah, Abby, certainly was breaking news that came down just a couple hours ago. President Donald Trump announcing on social media that he was firing Kristi Noem after really weeks and months of controversy surrounding her leadership at DHS. Now, Noem is the first secretary now to be removed from the cabinet during the president's second term. The president says he plans to nominate, as you mentioned, Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin to take over effective at the end of this month, March 31st. Now, Noem has been under fire for her handling of the administration's immigration crackdown, disaster response, and deadly protest shootings of two Americans, Alex Preddy and Renee Good, in Minnesota. Now, more recently, lawmakers blasted a $220 million ad campaign urging migrants in the country illegally to leave. Now, in a hearing this week on Capitol Hill, Noem said the president was aware of the campaign, but the president recently has said he was not aware of it. On social media, the president thanked Noem for her service and said she's going to move into a new role as, quote, special envoy for the Shield of the Americas. As for Mullin, he does need Senate confirmation in order to become the secretary. But in the meantime, after March 31st, he can act as acting secretary. I'll send it back to you.
Christopher, you mentioned Noem's new role, and then, we'll see what happens then. But until then, she's still on the job?
That's right, Evan. So at least until March 31st, she's going to remain in the position despite the firing. To be clear, this is a demotion for Noem, going from cabinet secretary now to this special envoy for the Shield of the Americas. This is a new security initiative focused on the Western Hemisphere. We are expecting to learn more about it in the coming week. Back to you.
Christopher Salas joining us live from outside the White House. Thanks so much, Chris. We appreciate that. Let's bring the story back to Oklahoma now, because reactions here are pouring in.
KOCO's Kylie Thomas joining us live with that. Kylie, with what people are saying after this big development today.
Yeah, Markwayne Mullin, a lifelong Oklahoman, has landed one of the most powerful roles in Washington, D.C. We're standing outside his office in downtown OKC, where his staff didn't have a comment today, but people on the streets definitely did. President Trump making that announcement today on Truth Social. So we hit the streets of OKC to see what people had to say about the pick. What are your thoughts on Markwayne Mullin?
I don't know. I just don't like him.
I actually love it. I think he will be the right person for it. He's a go-getter person. He tells you straight up.
I'm from the Bronx. Oklahoma City is my home now, and I love it here. So to have someone from our state represent us in Washington, I think it's an awesome idea.
Now, Mullin is from Westville, which is on the eastern part of the state. He grew up in a family of ranchers. Before going into politics, he ran his family's plumbing business before entering the U.S. House, where he served for a decade before becoming a senator in 2022. Reporting live in OKC, Kylie Thomas, KOCO 5 News.
Kylie, thanks very much. And reaction is pouring in from other Oklahoma leaders. Governor Kevin Stitt congratulating Markwayne Mullin, saying in part, Markwayne Mullin has been a fighter for Oklahoma and will fight to keep our nation secure. There is not a better choice to lead the Department of Homeland Security.
And then Oklahoma's senior U.S. Senator James Lankford saying in part congratulations to his good friend. And he said he is excited to have Oklahoma values leading DHS.
And in the man of the hour himself, Senator Markwayne Mullin, just releasing a statement on social media moments ago saying in part, it has been the greatest honor to serve Oklahomans in both the House and the Senate for the last 13 years, saying that he's grateful to President Trump for nominating him. He looks forward to earning the support of his colleagues in the Senate and carrying out the president's mission. So this all means that Oklahoma needs someone to fill in for Mullen's seat in the United States Senate.
Yeah, so we spent the afternoon digging into state statute of how this will work. Who is it going to be? So here's what we know. Within 30 days of the vacancy, Governor Kevin Stitt will appoint someone. He will choose a replacement to go to D.C. Now, Mullen's seat was already set to be on the ballot this November, and that will still happen. Candidates will file in April if they want to be U.S. Senator. We will have the primary elections for this in June. We will have much more on what that race could look like coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. This is a big development in U.S. and in Oklahoma politics.
And our team coverage on that story will not end here. ABC's Pierre Thomas will join us live at 4:30. Looking forward to that conversation with him as we continue to follow this breaking news throughout the evening from an Oklahoma perspective, from a Washington, D.C. perspective. So make sure you download the KOCO app, have that for you as we bring you the very latest developments from the nation's capital.